Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Fast Pass. This is our After the Pod episode.
This is our inaugural After the Pod episode.
Here is just us kind of BSing a little bit about episodes we've already done. So, Rasputin,
That
Greg.
man, the man, the myth, the legend.
The man, the myth, legend, shrouded in myth.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
let's
maybe,
talk
maybe
about
maybe not
Greg.
legend. We'll go with man and myth. But I don't know about legend.
Is there like a negative for legend, like infamy?
Yeah, infamy.
Oh, infamy.
Yeah.
like infamy?
Yeah.
You
So, we're
mean
going to be, let's talk about that dude in this whole episode again. And I'm just going to reiterate. There's so much mythology about this dude. There's a lack of information about him being like reputable.
Yeah. From ages like 1 to 20, we essentially don't have a lot because there was not great record keeping in Russia in that time. And it's a trend you'll see if we do like any earlier history. If you're not important, they don't keep records on you. No, it's true. Because like
I know what you mean, but just, you're not important.
he
So
wasn't
like,
he wasn't important. So
L
he became
plus
like,
ratio plus horse fucker.
Yeah, from like ages like 1 to 20, we don't have anything on him because he wasn't important. And then once he finally started to like quote unquote do mythological thingies.
It's all about like other people's memory
Yes.
from living in the same village.
Yes.
It's like, oh yeah, I lived in a small town my entire life and then I blew up and became something. Why don't you ask the people I went to high school with and middle school with, and they'll tell you exactly who I was as a person. And they're like, oh yeah, I was best friends with Rasputin.
Yeah.
Why
We
I
were
say-
so cool. Like, man, I really hope that he comes over and gives me money because I said good things about him.
God, I really hope, like, the whole, like, oh, if this podcast pops off, can you imagine your high school people talking about you
Damn.
in the same way that that they talk about
Damn,
Rasputin?
calling people out on the first episode. Is
I know.
wild.
What do you mean calling them out? I'm calling you guys out. What would
Because
they
we weren't popular?
I was like, what would they say about you?
I mean-
Like, oh, we say we've suddenly become popular, and they're all like, oh yeah, that Megan fella.
That Megan fella.
Good fellow.
So when are we gonna bring up the horses?
There were some
Bring up the
stories in
horses.
1910 that emerged that said sexual perversion ran in the family,
Yeah.
and his father Yefim had sex with his wife when she was pregnant.
And also, not only that, but had anal sex when she was pregnant with Rasputin.
I don't think that was like a runs in the family type thing. I think it was just everybody in his family's a freak.
But is it a freak to fuck your wife while she's pregnant? Like, it's pretty,
Back then,
like, a
apparently.
normal thing.
I mean, they didn't have TV back in the day.
Come
so,
on,
like,
Megan,
they
you-
needed to entertain themselves somehow. So they figured, we've done the front like so many times. Let's try from
my
the back.
I was just,
Oh boy.
no, I was just thinking, like, people are poor and have nothing to do. And you can't tell me that nobody in their
just-
life before has had anal sex or has had sex while pregnant.
Is that worse than a horse? Is any of this really worse
So-
than a horse?
Well,
You need to elaborate on the horse part because that wasn't in the episode, but this was like in the notes from before and after. Please elaborate on your horse, sir. What did this man do to
Rasputin
your horse?
probably fucked a horse. But
Yeah.
also remember, he was not famous at this point, so it's all speculation and hearsay. But he probably screwed a horse.
yeah, in one of the sources, it did allude to him having sex with a horse. And as you see from the episode, horses come up a lot.
Ayo.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So
He
so is-
healed a horse. He stole horses.
To do what with?
Like, what are you doing with all these horses? Are you like stealing them to sell them? Are you stealing them to like do dirty
so is
things?
their
Like,
fa-
what
his
is
father
happening?
even that perverse? And we're talking about Rasputin and his horses.
Yeah, his dad walked so he could run.
Was it in the Bible? The sins of the father pass on to the son. But somehow he made it worse because I don't think his dad, from what we know, did anything to horses.
No, not that we know. Yefim was just an alcoholic from all we know.
Because his
Which,
dad
like-
wasn't famous.
You're in Siberia.
I mean, my favorite thing is like the quote of his father was described as a quote thick, typical Siberian peasant. Like even back then, I think the people who were asking questions like, "Oh, he was thick."
I was
This is
gonna
why
go
we
with
can't
like
have nice
basic
things.
AF. Just he's just like a typical man. He's like kind of tall, like a dude.
I
How
hope-
do you describe it? Boring. What's the average? The default me. That's what he kind of looked like.
It's like, oh yeah, he was just some dude. No. He was a thick dude.
Dude.
Thick,
the only
regular dude. He wasn't a regular dude. He was a thick, regular dude.
The only good descriptor is just what else can you describe about him?
Thick.
I hope he didn't look like Rasputin because Rasputin looks scary and ugly. No
Oh
offense.
God, yeah, the photo.
Full
is-
offense.
Full offense. There's a one photo of him and he looks like he can stare into your soul and read your dreams and kill you.
I mean, he could. Who knows? That's the mythos.
That's true. That's the myth.
I gotta know why you highlighted this one. He almost saw God?
What do you mean almost? What does that mean?
I,
You either do or you don't. You don't almost see something, right?
I mean, he was 8 years old at this time.
Yeah, so he could have just been lying
He-
to his mother. Like,
But that means that he didn't see. What the fuck do you mean almost?
He's not good at lying.
either he almost saw God, as in he nearly died,
I was thinking that.
or he almost saw God, as in I had a biblical moment, or like I had an epiphany of I totally know what God is like.
I
It's
guess.
also, though, when we talk about like the direct quotes from him, I mentioned this in the episode. I want to reiterate it here. Most of what we know about Rasputin's early life is from Rasputin because
Yeah.
he would tell his daughter, and most of the accounts we have are from his daughter who lived when he had been murdered. Assassinated? Murdered?
Yes.
Yes, both. So when he says almost saw God, it's whatever he is retelling to make himself seem mythological, and then his daughter is retelling to make her dad seem mythological, I guess.
It was just one of the things where I'm like, what?
Maybe she idolized her father, for better or for worse.
A little
and
too
was just
much.
like, my dad was a great man. And I want to remember him as a great man, not as somebody who did the dirty with a bunch of horses and slept
cult
with a
leader.
bunch of women and fought people and stole things and
Yeah, I was going to
had
say.
drinking debauches,
Yes.
fights,
Yeah,
and
so I'd
vile
say
abuse.
like two paragraphs after the whole like, oh wow, he almost saw God is like, yeah. So whatever you can think of that was bad, yeah, he probably did that.
His usual pastimes were drinking, debauches, fights, and vile abuses. One, drinking and fights, doesn't that lead into debauches, or is debauches like
What i-
having flings?
What is a debauch? Yes, I wrote this without knowing what it meant.
Alright, let me just pull up Google real quick.
Yeah,
So a
but-
debauch is to destroy or debase destroy or debase the moral purity of, to corrupt.
Oh, so he just debauched his whole life.
Yeah.
Serial debaucher here.
Yeah, so for somebody who, steals things and does things with horses, comes home without any money, drunk, beaten, and often without any horses. What is a vile abuse in that term if he's going out drinking, fighting, and having debauches?
Anal sex.
Anyway,
No, but I think it's funny that like we have that line and then later he stole fence poles and like that was what people were like, let's
The
exile
most
this man
heavy
for.
thing.
You stole my fence post. Who does that?
well, yeah, you're just gonna buy one fence post. Like, come on, you gotta get a whole set.
True. You can't build a fence with just one fence post.
It's like stealing one tire. Like, dog, what do
You
you
got to
gonna
get
do?
4 eventually.
I got 2 big booms for debauches.
Boom. You get one.
But then like the debauches then goes into his later life where he had this philosophy that he believed that sin was a necessary part of redemption. So you had to sin to be redeemed. And the best way to sin was to have sex with him. That way you sinned and were redeemed at the same time.
Like, to an extent, I can understand like the logic behind, in order to be granted redemption, you have to have sinned in the first place. But the only way that you can be redeemed is if we have intercourse right now.
Yeah,
We need to go to the bedroom to redeem you real
oh,
quick.
you think that he went to the bedroom? According to this was underneath a barn. He did this stuff. He didn't
Under
even
a
go.
barn?
Yeah.
He didn't even go to a bedroom. He was under a barn.
I mean, they called him snotty as a kid and dirty, so it seems like he would just like roll around in the dirt.
True.
Okay.
Ayo.
Yeah.
Okay, so like once again, the whole like, yeah, sin is needed for redemption. Fair. How does having sex with him then purify them?
Because he's so holy.
What
Yeah,
if
'cause
could they
he's
have sex
considered
with
a
any
holy
other priest
man.
to be good, or is it just him?
Well, I don't think the other priest is open to that.
Yeah, because he tricked people into thinking he was a holy man. So it was like, oh yeah, I can get away with a bunch of different stuff because I'm so great and holier than thou, or something. So it's like, oh yeah, I can do whatever. I'm part of a church that I made up. It's in my barn.
Also, like there's an allusion. Some scholars like alluded to him being like almost a pseudo cult leader. And if you know anything about any kind of cults, which I do know so much about because I have a weird fascination with
She's gonna
cults.
start one.
Usually, unfortunately, cults that are like run by a man have some kind of like sexual element to it because you have to be very vulnerable in order to like do sex acts with somebody else, and it makes you feel like closer and indebted to somebody. So in his little harem of women that he had, the little gaggle of women, he was like, I'm just gonna have sex with you. Because then also like if they were women that were unmarried, they were technically like damaged goods back then. Like you couldn't get married because
Because
you
they
were
don't
not a
have your
virgin.
purity.
Right.
Yeah.
So they kind of had to stick with him. So it was almost like this psychological thing. And then in later, we talked about how, like,
Oh, you're morally damaged. Let me fix you. Oh, now you're damaged goods. You can't be used by anybody but me.
right. And if people
Okay.
followed him, probably they would be like, okay, I could take this woman as a wife.
Yeah.
But the coercion that went into it that we kind of alluded to later is also like he had this gaggle of women be like, no, you should sleep with him. Come on, girl, like sleep with him. Let's sleep. And you know what I mean? Like it was like a pressure thing.
It
so
became
I feel,
peer pressure
Yeah.
into doing such like acts with this creepy looking dude. What's crazy to me though is like later on down the line, the religious elite didn't seem to care about all of this stuff that he was doing.
Yeah.
You would assume that this dude who's out here claiming that he's like this like mystic healer, that he saw God and he can perform all these miracles, you would hope that they're not out here like ruining your reputation, you know what I mean?
I was going to say, like, especially since it's, if it was just like hey, the religious elite said no, but he has his own thing, but no, that he got, like, integrated into the church and that they said okay. If it was just hey, he's doing his own thing, they don't care. But it's the fact that he actually rose up through the church and they're like, oh yeah, you just do whatever you want, man.
Yeah, I think throughout history we've seen like in the like Dark Ages how you could pay to get into heaven, like an all expense paid trip to heaven when you die. I think sometimes like church is front facing and it should be moral in one way,
Yeah.
but there are people who are okay with twisting the bending the rules on the back end of things. So I think maybe it was one of those situations where like he did get people like really excited to be a part of church and religion, and maybe they were okay looking the other way because he brought people into the church.
Yeah, and the churches held so much power back then.
Yeah.
Now it's like the government and the judicial system where it's like, oh yeah, if you just grease my palm, you can do whatever you want. You just have to slip me a Benji or two, and you'll be fine.
And also, like, I don't know, just to bring it kind of like to today, like the Archdiocese of New York City just agreed to pay like a really large amount of money to people who have been sexually abused by priests. So it feels like that kind of
It's
goes
about
into
damn
this.
time, but
What?
It's about time.
I mean, yeah. But like it feels like, the church is always trying to blind eye. I think specifically to like sex stuff. I don't know how to say that in that
Gets
like
covered up.
yeah, like
Sexual abuses and harassment and stuff.
yeah, I think it's easier to like push that on the victim and then be
It's a
like
lot easier to victim blame
Yes.
that versus victim blaming just like a fight.
right.
Oh, this person got beat up. Okay, well, what were they wearing?
Right.
Oh, this person got sexually assaulted. What were they wearing?
Right.
Were they asking for it? It's like that's the victim blaming is intense and insane.
I feel like if Rasputin was out here like murdering people, he would not get the same kind of like okay,
Absolutely not.
yeah, from the church. But because it was just a little sex stuff,
Maybe with a horse.
maybe with a horse, a lot of
Or two.
orgies. They
Or a fence post.
yeah. Why did he get that fence post?
Why would you need a fence post unless you're going to do something dirty with a fence post?
I do want to move into talking about his assassination
Oh,
because
dear God.
it was truly like, and I want to mention here, I want to be clear here too. What we know about his assassination is from Felix Yusupov after he was taken into jail. He then was like, this is what happened. And then Maria came out and was like, well, no, this is what happened. Maria, girl, you were not there. And like, obviously Yusupov is like, I want to seem like this great, important person and did this for
I
like,
saved Russia.
yes. So like, we have to take it all with a grain of salt, but I do think like the happenings, how it happened is real. I don't know if like the embellishment is real.
Yeah, a lot of the embellishment of his eyes turned
That was
green
exactly what I was thinking of.
and he rose up from the dead. It's like, no, he was probably just absolutely sick and like had a second wind. Some adrenaline kicks in. His eyes turned green, like from the depths of evil has arisen him. Or, no. He had a second wind because you didn't kill him properly
After 2 hours
after 2
of
hours.
poisoning him.
Let's just talk about like how stupid like these people were.
Oh my God.
Like from beginning to end, there was a few like smart moments in a sea of stupidity.
Yeah.
It started off so strong with the poison, just like, oh yeah, we live near a police station. We gotta make this silent. And then that was, I think, the last good thought that they had.
Yeah. Because then they're like, well, let me get people into this conspiracy. And it's like me being like, hey, Jason, I'm going to kill X person. You down? And then you're like,
I don't know. And then you're just like, oh, yeah,
Oh.
but these two people are in on it too. All right, bet, I'm in.
And then what if you were also like, nah, I'm good. Then you just let spill it. You're gonna kill this person.
Yeah. If I said no, what are you going to do?
Right.
Kill me?
Right.
Or because like, then you'd kill somebody else. The entire thing blows up in your face. Or I just tell somebody else, oh hey, Megan plans on killing X person. Okay. All right, now we need to look out for this person. Megan's now on a list for trying to kill XYZ. What is the thought process?
Yeah, but are you gonna be a narc?
Oh God,
Are
you got
you
me
gonna
there.
be a narc?
Ooh,
I mean, apparently
snitches get stitches.
Perchkovich told his doctor, and somehow that got back to the Empress. So Perchkovich's doctor is a snitch, and he didn't
he's
get
like,
stitched.
he's like, oh yeah, the doctor's my friend. So he's like, he's my boy. He's not going to say anything. And then apparently, like, doctor-patient confidentiality doesn't exist.
Well, not I guess for murder,
Doesn't
Not
extend
for
to
murder. Yeah, that's fair.
I have to remember that for my next visit.
but also the doctor apparently, hypothetically, might have given him bad cyanide because he went to the doctor to get the cyanide, and then the cyanide didn't work. So one of the musings was that maybe the cyanide was not. He just gave him fake cyanide because he wanted the money.
Maybe gave him fake cyanide for the money, or maybe he gave him like real cyanide but didn't tell him it expired.
Because
Or maybe he didn't know it expired.
could be like the Franz Ferdinand of it all.
All right,
Shout out
even more
Franz
theories.
Ferdinand for like having stupid assassinations. The fact that it gets even worse because they're like, oh yeah, we'll take the body to the front line. It's like, that's not a bad idea in theory.
But how you getting there?
How are you getting there?
Like, I know they had cars, but like Russia and the front line of World War One was not super
And you're
close.
in the capital.
Right, like it's not very close to the. Not like the front lines are my backyard.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna get hit or anything during all the hail of gunfire and flamethrowers and God knows what else they were doing. You're like, yeah, we're just gonna drive right up and just pop them down.
Right, like what are they gonna do? Just throw his body in a trench? Nothing. Everyone who's there is like, hey, where's his body coming from?
Why are you dropping a dead body in this trench? What's
Like,
going on?
Hey, I think I saw that guy on like the news or something. You know, the famous guy. Isn't that Rasputin? No.
TV back in that day.
Okay, I didn't say on TV. Hey, I said in the news.
Saw him on the news.
Newspapers have pictures.
Pictures back then.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, checkmate.
Checkmate, liberals. Yeah, but back on the how to dispose of the body, the going out and buying the lead weights to dump, just dump him in the river. It's like, okay, cool, that's not a bad idea. How are you going to get the lead weights? Oh yeah, let's go into the market, and then just chat up a bunch of people.
Also, like,
What?
how long from then? Because, like, if it was like, oh, we got this, like, a month ahead of time, you would have, like, some plausible deniability. Oh, I was using it for something else.
What was it, like a week?
It was like a
It
week.
was, like, a week. Also, the fact that then, like, almost immediately after was, let's go tour some bridges. Girl, who's touring bridges if you're not playing a murder?
Same day you buy the weights.
And not
Oh,
only
yeah,
that,
let's go check
but
out a bunch of bridges.
the most recognizable face in Russia is going.
Yeah, the
and
pretty
buying-
Prince Felix Yusupov.
No, this was a Perchkovich.
Oh,
He was one of the
Perchkovich.
best known faces in all of Russia, and he's like, I'm gonna go buy some lead weights, big lead weights, because Rasputin was a tall, burly man.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're buying an ounce,
Would you
Yeah.
describe him as thick?
just like his
Thick,
daddy.
Just like his... Oh, why'd you go daddy? Oh.
But yeah, I do think the plan they ended up going with, hypothetically, in theory, if everything hadn't gone horribly wrong, would have actually been pretty smart. You tie weights to him, he freezes, the river freezes over, no one knows. He never comes back up, hypothetically.
Yeah, then you like go to the actual plan of it all. And before we even get to the plan of it all, the fact that on the 15th, a friend told him the situation was dire and people wanted to kill him. Franz Ferdinand did the same thing. You saw
Yep.
what happened to him. You don't even have that, like, oh yeah, time heals all wounds bullcrap. It was like, this war was started because a man knew that he was going to be killed and decided to go get killed. And now you know that you're going to be killed. Told a friend about it, and the friend knew. It's like, oh yeah, you're probably going to get killed. You should run. And he's like,
You think maybe he was like ready?
but I want to have sex with this guy's wife, though.
Or that?
True.
The poison cakes, smart idea in theory if you know you're not going to actually eat the cakes, but just your guest is. Didn't work because he didn't want them. Okay, sure, whatever. Giving him a glass of unpoisoned wine and then giving him a glass of poisoned wine.
Smart.
Okay, let's get him drunk before we give him poison.
I don't know if you could taste the poison, but, like, it helps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a bit of logic there. Like I can see that. But then the one dude who, like a bitch, fainted because the poison didn't work? Oh no, this entire thing is going terribly. I want to get out of here. Run!
You haven't committed like a real crime yet.
He hasn't
Just call
died.
it.
True, he hasn't died. He could
He
have
just got like an upset tummy. Like,
Oh man, sorry. I guess the wine was bad. I didn't realize.
man.
And then you could just be safe, be alive.
I love also that Yusupov was like, the reason why the wine didn't work, the poison wine, was because the dark one was protected by forces of evil. Like, the way he talks about him is like, it is like the final boss in like a video game.
Comic book
the
villain
dark
novels.
one and the forces of evil.
Isn't that like the plot of Star Wars? You know, the Dark One, Force of
Oh,
Evil,
he is
Palpatine.
he is
He
Emperor
is
Palpatine. Yeah, I do though give props to the rest of the conspirators for being like, you know what? Let's just keep trying.
They toughed it out for
2
2
more
hours.
hours to kill this man. Like, this little bitch, he fainted, but we good. Let's keep going.
But like, I would understand being like anxious after
Yes.
2 hours of it not working. I would probably just either go down and
Just
like
call it.
bludgeon his head in,
Yeah.
or book it.
Yeah, because he had the ear of the Empress and the Tsar. So you know if he's alive and he knows it's you and he goes to the Tsar and the Empress, like, you're dead. You're
Yeah.
dying.
But also, like, you still have plausible deniability, and the longer between the assassination and the time when you decide to buy lead weights the market, the less suspicious you are. You could have just called and tried another time.
Also, I love the quote, Gregory Rasputin, you'd far better look at the crucifix and say a prayer, like as he like is about to get shot. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh yeah, we're about to execute this guy, Boondock Saint style, like shot to the back of the head while he's praying type moment, like full on execution. I call bull. There's no way in hell that it happened like that.
No.
He's definitely like building himself up. But what's even funnier is he's building himself up, like saying, oh yeah, I told him to say his prayers. And then I shot him. But then he didn't die.
But no, but
like
then they
you-
thought he died. And then he stood there and stared at the body?
Yeah, just sat next to the
Yeah,
body for a
he
while. Just chilled next to the body. And I was like, oh my god.
The corpse stirred and opened its green viper eyes. He sank his fingers into my shoulder like steel claws. Like, what book are you writing, my guy?
I do like that Rasputin tried to strangle him going, Felix, Felix, Felix. Like, that sounds like scary, creepy.
Full on like zombie apocalypse stuff. You're like,
Yes.
oh god.
The
Like, that would
devil
freak me out.
dying of poison who had a bullet in his heart was raised from the dead by the power of evil.
He refused to die. I do think what's crazy is then obviously, like, he runs out, they shoot him 3 more times, and finally he dies, and then they just beat his body up because they're like, we failed 3 previous
We
times.
failed poisoning him. We failed shooting him in the heart. He started to leave. We shot him we shot at him 3 more times.
And finally
hit
got
him
him.
once, and then beat his dead body up.
Megan, you gotta commit to the bit.
And they committed, I mean, except that they threw him over the bridge and didn't throw over his other shoe.
They didn't even tie the weights.
They didn't even tie the weights,
So that whole plan was
all of that for nothing.
What's crazy is like after like all of this, there is allegedly a penis sitting in the Museum of Russian Erotica
yeah.
in St. Petersburg that is allegedly Rasputin's dick.
How
Hey,
big
who
is it?
who confirmed it?
I don't know. I'm currently looking at the thing right now.
I think
You're looking at the
thing.
penis?
It's
right now?
alleged. Yes, I am. It's allegedly Rasputin's dick, hairy as hell. It is 12 inches
Oh my god.
because it's been enlarged by the formaldehyde that they put it in.
So does that mean he's a grower, not a shower? Or that's...
I feel like I remember you saying that it was his daughter who confirmed that was his dick.
Why does she know that it's his dick?
I mean, he's a freak. I also love the myth that formed that he was still alive when they threw him over the bridge and the drowning was what killed him. And actually, in reality, that's not true, and that's a myth because they found no water in his lungs, meaning he was already dead when he hit the water. I said water 6
If
times.
he even hit the water, maybe he hit the ice and then crashed into the water
Right.
after.
Right, but I'm like, where
Maybe
did
the
that come
concussion
from?
from the ice killed him.
Or maybe it was
You
the
never
multiple
know.
gunshots, poison, and beating with a club or something.
I think they did say that the autopsy found that the gunshot at close range was the death blow.
Which one? The
They
first
just
one to
said-
the heart that didn't kill him at first?
Who knows? That also, though, the autopsy said that there was poison in his system. So I guess
It was just bad poison.
it wasn't.
Maybe it took too long to activate or something.
I mean, maybe with all his drinking and
maybe
he
the
must have
amount
done
of
drugs.
alcohol, which is a poison to your blood, is already
Right.
poisoned his system enough that his body kind of built up a
Poison
tolerance.
fighting poison.
Who wins? The
Liver
gunshot.
too strong.
Cyanide or wine, which is stronger?
Craziest part is because Felix and the conspirators killed him, they were expelled from Russia, and then the Russian Revolution happened, and they're the only living Romanovs after because the Russian Revolution killed all the Romanovs. So they
maybe
inadvertently
maybe that saved. I think that saved their lives.
saved their lives.
The only reason they lived.
yeah.
One last act of mercy from Rasputin was saving them.
Jeez.
He saw the future. Because remember, he could see the future.
Right, he was clairvoyant.
He saw his whole thing, his whole life ahead of him, and he pulled a Doctor Strange like, this is the one where they survive.
Oh Lord, get out of here.
Anyway, guys, that is our first installment of After the Pod. Thanks for listening in with us as we just discussed what we just discussed the week before. Appreciate y'all listening. Sources for everything we talked about are in the previous episode's breakdown.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.